Log 10. Today is the 5th day of the 12th month of the 654th year. Ours is the final generation. After us, the Dogscape will be all that is left, and all remaining men will either absorb into Mother Dog or perish from this swiftly dying world. I have only a vague memory of my mother. Whether she was killed, stolen, or absorbed, I can't say. Really, no one is quite sure what happened to the women. Slowly but surely, they've disappeared, often vanishing in the night without any warning and leaving no trace. Women are the only thing of any value in this world anymore, and the primary purpose of the tribe is to protect the group's claim to a woman who is used for the benefit of all the members. Our tribe's woman was taken several months ago. The first month, we mourned her. She may have been a captive in many ways, but many of us could not help but become attached to her. The second, some of the men began engaging in homosexual activities with one another out of desperation. I'm sure that I was not the only one who realized that there was little meaning to our continued companionship, and that soon the tribe would disband. This is the 3rd month since she was taken, and it's all falling apart. First, the elder was killed over a dispute. It was really just a confirmation that the unity of the tribe no longer existed, no longer had any reason to exist without the tribe's woman, and so we began to drift apart. I know what will come next. When tribes dissipate, the members, alone and confused, come to depend on the mother dog for sex in much the same way they do for food, warmth, and shelter. Mother dog's sex organs dot the landscape like diseased watering molehills in the dog flesh. The men find a sex organ to claim for their own and spend their days thrusting into it. Often they find entrances near dog trees, fucking when they're desirous and eating the fetuses when they're hungry. They have no reason to ever move from their mound. In this way, men forget the world around them and become obsessed with Mother Dog. Now not only a mother, but a lover too. It is their everything. It is common to see skeletons, either bare or being picked apart by dogs, their pelvises still pressing into a dog mound, surrounded by the still reeking stench of their own filth. Today is the 27th day of the 12th month of the 654th year. As I had predicted, the former members of my tribe have slowly but surely fallen into degenerate lives as mound humpers. The desperate scum have forgotten their own humanity. Sickening. I vow never to fall into that disgusting state, and so we'll walk this lonely, depraved dogscape searching. It can't end this way, with all humanity uselessly masturbating itself into extinction. So I continue, knowing I may end up hopeless, utterly defeated by the dogscape. Today is the 2nd day of the 4th month of the 663rd year. I found a woman, standing, as if waiting for me, under a dog tree. Her mouth dyed red with the blood from a dog fetus. At one time, I would have been puzzled to see a woman standing alone and unafraid, but I haven't come upon a tribe in years, and incredibly rarely does one come across a man who is not mesmerized with a dog mound. I suppose this must have been the biggest surprise to her, to have found a man who has not yet become a slave to Mother Dog. In any case, it's important not to take chances, so I grabbed her, forced her down, and fucked her right there. Then I tied her down to the dog tree with a length of dog flesh rope so that she couldn't run. Today is the 7th day of the 8th month of the 663rd year. My woman is pregnant. I've watched over her, protected her from the wild mongrels that still roamed the dogscape. When the swarms of ticks came, I covered her in a hide. I wonder if we're the only ones left on this planet who are still human. Today is the 5th day of the 1st month of the 664th year. My child was born today. My woman squeezed my hand, breathing hard, pushing. After some time, the child came. A healthy, normal female infant. I saw that all my struggles hadn't been in vain, that our race did have a future, and I realized that I was crying. I held the child briefly, and then set it down to reach for my blade to cut the umbilical cord. No sooner had I set the girl down than a furry tendril shot out from the dog tree. With a whack, It wrapped quick around the umbilical cord, gripped it tight. As the dog tree sunk into the ground before me, I hacked at the vine, but it could not be cut. Next I went for the umbilical cord, tearing with all my strength to save my girl, but the vine had melded with it and converted it into the same strong substance, and so I could only watch in horror as the dog tree disappeared into mother dog, dragging my woman and daughter with it. I dug after them, ripped the dog flesh open enough to watch as the mutated dogs of the upper layers tear at the child's face. There is no hope for the human race. The Dogscape will not tolerate disloyalty any longer, and so I commit myself to this dog mound to become truly one with Mother Dog. What a damned fool I was for ever thinking I could beat this world.